Okay, so you've shared some really gripping stories with us, and frankly, pretty unsettling ones. What really ties them together, I think, is how they mess with the ordinary. Like winter scenes, familiar places.
Right, and suddenly they become the backdrop for something really strange or, even threatening.
Exactly that. We've got 3 main accounts we're digging into today, right?
Yep. We've got a childhood snowball fight in Colorado that gets creepy.
Okay.
A ski trip with some new people that spirals into something dangerous.
Right. I remember reading that one. Wow.
And then this really eerie, kind of unexplainable thing that happened on a frozen lake at night.
So the common threads are these: winter landscapes, maybe familiar spots, suddenly feeling unsafe. That jarring feeling.
That's exactly it. Your sense of security just gets completely disrupted.
All right, let's start with the first one, the Colorado cabin story. Takes us back to your childhood.
Yeah, about 15 years ago. It's my family's cabin. Parents were huge skiers. The place has been in the family like 40 years. Loads of good winter memories there.
Sounds idyllic.
Usually was. But this one blizzard, well, it led to this encounter for me and my older brother, Josh. He was 11, I was 8.
And the setup is just peak contrast, right? Cozy family cabin, snow falling.
Yeah, totally. Mountains, comfort, tradition, and then this happens.
So you and Josh are having this big snowball fight during the storm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Heavy snow, muffling everything. Our cabin's on a biggish property, woods all around.
Secluded.
Pretty secluded. Dead-end road, other big properties, often empty in winter. It felt safe, familiar.
And the snowball fight had rules.
Oh yeah, elaborate rules. We
Yeah.
built forts, the whole deal, and the prize was this giant snowball we called the Jewel.
Ah, okay, love it.
But this time, Josh sets up his fort over on the neighbor's property, which we knew is usually empty.
Ah, okay, sneaky move.
Right. So I'm waiting back at our fort for his signal, like a whistle, to start the attack.
Okay.
And I wait and wait, like a long time. So being 8, I decided to go find him.
Makes sense. Did you cut through the woods?
No, actually the woods felt kind of spooky in the blizzard, even though I knew them. So I stuck to the road mostly.
To safer bet.
Yeah, more open. As I got near their driveway, I cut through just a little bit of trees thinking I'd sneak up on him.
And that's where it shifts.
Totally.
Wow.
I found his fort all built up, but no Josh. And then this older woman just appears at the front door of the empty house.
Whoa. Okay, that's immediately weird. What was your first thought?
Just jarring, the quiet snow, expecting nothing, and then bam, there's a person. She looked really old to me, older than anyone I knew nearby.
And she said Josh wasn't there.
Yeah, and as I sort of drifted a bit closer, not sure what to do, I saw someone else. Upstairs window?
Oh,
Just a glimpse, looked like their face was covered or something. Really quick.
creepy.
And then I noticed the footprints. 2 sets, leading right to the front door. One bigger set Josh's, I figured, and one smaller.
2 sets. Okay, so someone was definitely with him or had been. What about the woman?
She just smiled, but it wasn't a nice smile. It was, I don't know, off, like a smirk almost.
Okay.
And she waved me over like, come on inside, it's warm. And this wave of just fear washed over me.
It's
And
just kicking in.
big time, I just screamed, Josh! And her smile just vanished, like instantly gone.
Wow.
Then I saw Josh's footprints. The tracks suddenly veered off back towards the woods, away from the door.
So he bolted.
Looked like it. And then I heard footsteps inside the house. Heavy ones. Definitely more than one person.
Oh, man.
And the woman yelled something after me. I couldn't understand it. I just turned and ran. Full tilt back towards our place.
Did you find your dad?
Ran right into him and Josh, thankfully, near our cabin. And Josh, he told Dad basically the same thing. People inside the neighbor's house told him to come inside too.
No way. So they both got the invite.
Yeah, independently, which makes it feel really deliberate, Like they're trying to lure kids in.
Absolutely terrifying. What did your dad do?
He was obviously really worried. Grabbed a shovel, I think. Marched right over there. Front door was locked tight. Knocked, yelled, nothing. No answer.
Okay.
So he called another neighbor, someone who actually knew the owners well, and they confirmed it.
Confirmed what?
That the owners were absolutely not supposed to be there that weekend. The house should have been empty.
Chills.
Ew.
Okay, so it goes from weird encounter to potentially criminal real fast.
Yeah.
Police time.
Yeah, police were called. Josh and I gave descriptions. The woman, the covered face upstairs,
Did the police find anything?
they found the back door was unlocked.
Oh.
Yeah. They did a quick search inside, but found nobody. Nothing seemed disturbed.
Weird. Still unlocked, though.
My parents were spooked, obviously. We packed up some valuables just in case, took them home with us.
I don't blame them.
And after that, we just steered clear of that property. The whole thing just left this really creepy, unresolved feeling. Something was wrong, but we never found out what.
Yeah, that violation of a safe space, especially a childhood one, that sticks with you. Okay, wow. Let's shift gears now. Completely different vibe, but still unsettling. College ski trip.
Yeah, years later, Vermont, me and my friends, Jaden, Ryland, and Amir. Massive mountain, maybe Killington, loads of lifts, huge place.
Classic college trip.
Totally. We were having a great time, second day on the slopes, feeling pretty good. And then we run into these two women, Taylor and Devin.
Okay.
And they were, well, let's just say they were striking, like dropped at gorgeous, as I think I put it.
Gotcha.
They just came right up to us, said they were with some older people, got bored, wanted to hang with us.
Flattering, I guess. Or maybe a little too forward.
Looking back, yeah, but at the time. What's interesting, though, is Devin started asking Amir and Rylan these really technical questions about their skis.
Specifics?
Yeah, and they both happen to have pretty high-end, expensive skis.
Huh. Noticed that, didn't you?
It stuck out later. Felt like they were maybe sizing them up, their gear, maybe, I don't know.
Interesting detail. What happened next?
So Taylor mentions they have fireball shooters, but then Devin pulls out this, like, plain plastic bottle. Definitely not fireball.
Unmarked bottle. Red flag number 1.
Big time. And she starts kind of teasing us like, bet you guys are too tame for this.
Ah, the challenge. How'd the group react?
Ryland, well, he sometimes went a bit hard. He was totally game, drank a fair bit. Amir had some too.
And you.
I instantly felt uneasy. Something wasn't right. I took the tiniest sip, mostly pretended to drink more. Just had a really bad feeling.
Trust your gut. Seems like it was right.
Definitely. So then the conversation turns back to skiing, and Devin asks if we've skied Devil's Forest.
Never heard of it.
Nope, none of us had. She insisted it was this amazing glade trail off the beaten path, offered to show us.
Okay, leading you somewhere unknown now.
Right.
Red flag number 2.
Pretty much. They led us off the main trail to this narrow spot where we actually had to take our skis off.
Off, uphill.
Yeah, walk uphill through deep, fresh snow. It felt really isolated really quickly.
Did anyone question it?
Jaden did. Right away, he was like, hang on, a trail you have to walk up to. It doesn't sound right. Shouldn't it come off a lift?
Good point.
Totally valid. But they brushed it off.
So you kept going, despite the doubts. The lure of a secret trail.
Yeah, I guess so. We got to a flatter spot, then started heading downhill. But
it wasn't a real trail.
Didn't feel like it. Not marked. Nothing. Jaden asked again, are you sure this is a trail? Where does it go?
And the girls.
Super insistent. Yeah, it loops right back to the list. Don't worry.
Okay.
And right then, Devin pulls out the bottle again, offers it around. Amir and Ryland. They went for it again, drank a lot this time. Yeah. Jaden flat out refused.
Smart move, Jaden.
I did the pretend sip thing again, but this time I watched them closely. Neither Taylor nor Devin drank. Not a drop.
Gotcha. Okay, that confirms it. They're not sharing, they're giving. Big difference. Did you notice anything else?
Yeah, the time I checked my phone, it was maybe half an hour, 40 minutes till the lifts closed for the day.
Cutting it close.
Way too close. I said, guys, I don't think we have time to get back, even if this does loop around.
Reasonable objection.
They just blew it off again. Nah, it's quick, come on! And they just took off, skied down the slope, yelling for us to follow.
So you followed them down?
We did, and we get to the bottom of that slope.
Lift, lodge, anything?
Nothing. Just more trees, dense forest all around, no trail, no lift, nothing.
Oh, no.
And then it got bad, really fast. Ryland just collapses out cold,
Wow.
just boom, down in the snow. Then Amir goes down too, same thing.
Oh my God. Drugged.
Had to be. Jaden starts freaking out, yelling at the girls, what did you give them? And then Jaden, he just crumbles too. Passes out.
Leaving just you, conscious,
Yeah.
facing them.
Yeah, just me, staring at them. Pure panic setting in.
What'd you do? What did you say?
I yelled at them, what was in that bottle? What did you give them?
And their reaction. This is chilling.
Taylor just looks over at Devin, totally calm, and says, she must have not drank enough.
Unbelievable. Cold.
And then they bent down, unclipped Amir's and Ryland's skis, the expensive ones, remember?
Ones they asked about.
Took the skis and just walked off into the woods. Left us there.
Left you with 3 unconscious friends in the middle of nowhere as the lifts are closing. And they took the skis.
Took the skis. But thankfully, whatever I drank, it wasn't enough to knock me out completely. I felt weak, dizzy, but I could still function, sort of.
Would you two follow them?
Yeah. I stumbled after their tracks in the snow.
Okay.
The tracks led out of the trees, maybe 50 yards into a clearing, and there was a road and a van parked on
A
it.
van? Oh, this is bad.
Real bad. As I watched, hiding behind a tree, 4 guys got out of the van, met up with Taylor and Devin.
4 guys waiting. This was planned.
Totally planned. And then one of the guys looked towards the trees where I was and pointed right at me.
He saw you.
He saw me. And the look on his face, I knew I was in serious danger.
What did you do? Run.
My first thought was my friends. I turned around and scrambled back to them as fast as I could.
Good call. Safety in numbers, even unconscious ones.
Right. Took me ages, maybe an hour, felt like forever. But I finally got Jaden to wake up. Then Ryland and Amir eventually came around too.
How were they?
Totally out of it, confused. Where are the girls? What happened? Who were those guys? No memory of collapsing.
Terrifying. What did you guys figure happened? Just robbery for the skis.
That was the obvious guess because of the skis, but it felt elaborate for just skis, you know? The drugging luring us out there felt like overkill. Or maybe they planned worse and got spooked when I didn't pass out. We'll never know.
Chilling. How did you get out?
It was rough. Took ages to find our way back to a main trail, then slogged to the car. Reported it all, of course. Ski patrol, then the police later.
Any leads? Did they find the girls or the van?
Mountain security said they'd check cameras, try to ID them. Never heard anything back. Police took it more seriously, filed reports, but with no real evidence or witnesses besides us, it just went cold.
So you never found out what the drug was, who they were, what their ultimate goal was?
Never. Just this terrifying experience and the knowledge of how easily things could have gone much, much worse. It really makes you rethink trusting strangers, especially in those kinds of environments.
Absolutely. A calculated, predatory act disguised as a fun encounter. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a breath. Now, the third story. More recent, you said.
Yeah, this was just a couple of winters ago, a tradition I have with 2 buddies, Kyle and Ricky.
What's the tradition?
We like to walk out on this big frozen lake near us when it's really solid. There's something kind of otherworldly about it at night.
I can imagine. Dark, quiet.
Exactly. Really serene. The snow reflects any light, so it's not pitch black, just hushed and vast.
Sounds peaceful. But I have a feeling it didn't stay that way this time.
You'd be right. So this particular night, it was snowing heavily, had been for a bit, but we'd also had weeks of really cold, below freezing temps. The ice should have been thick.
Okay, setting the scene. You drove there.
Yeah, Kyle has a pickup. We parked in the little lot near the access point. Short walk down to the lake itself. Ricky and Kyle lit up cigarettes as we walked. Felt totally normal. Routine, even.
And the lake looked frozen solid.
Seemed like it. Kyle, he always does this. He picked up a decent-sized rock, like a small boulder, from the shore.
To test the ice?
Yep. Heaved it out there, just landed with this solid thud. Didn't crack, didn't make a splash. Seemed perfectly safe.
Good sign. So you walked out.
Started walking out, yeah. Enjoying the quiet, the snow falling. And then I noticed something way over on the far side, near the tree line.
What kind of something?
Just a shape. Big, dark, moving. Hard to make out clearly because of the distance and the snow coming down. But it was definitely moving.
Person.
That was the question. At first, just a dark blob. Then Ricky kind of whispered, "Is that
A bear.
a bear?"
In the snow? Possible, I guess.
Maybe, but it wasn't moving quite like a bear. It was more upright. The posture seemed weirdly human.
Hunched over, maybe?
Yeah, kind of hunched and looked like it was dragging something behind it.
Dragging something, okay.
Yeah.
Getting weirder.
Yeah, and as we watched, trying to figure it out, we realized
Oh, wait.
it wasn't a bear. It looked like a person wearing a bear suit.
A bear suit. On a frozen lake. At
What?
night. In a snowstorm.
Exactly. Bizarre doesn't even cover it. And they were dragging a rope.
A rope attached to what?
Attached to this small black bag. Looked like maybe a little garbage bag or a small duffel. Hard to tell exactly.
Okay, this is straight out of a weird movie. What happened
The
then?
figure,
Yeah.
the person stopped right out there on the ice. And they started unzipping the bear suit.
Took it off?
Started to, yeah.
Yeah.
Even from far away, just seeing the human shape emerge. Something felt really off, unsettling.
Even without the suit.
Maybe especially without the suit. And then we heard it, a sound carrying across the ice.
What sound?
Thud, 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 repetitive. Like someone hitting something hard against the ice.
Hitting what? The ice itself?
Looked like it. We could see the person was near that black bag they'd been dragging, and they were slamming something down over and over. It looked like maybe a rock, trying to break the ice.
Near the bag. Okay. That is deeply disturbing. What did you guys do?
Ricky and Kyle didn't even say anything. They just started slowly, silently backing away, moving back towards the shore, towards solid ground.
Good instincts. You followed.
Right behind them, trying to be quiet, not draw attention. We were almost back to the crease off the ice. And this voice yells out from behind us, just, "Hey!"
Oh, God. They saw you.
Must have. That's all it took. We didn't look back. We just ran. Full sprint through the snow back to Kyle's truck.
Adrenaline dump, I bet.
Totally. Scrambled in, locked the doors. Kyle peeled out of there immediately. Didn't stop till we were miles away.
Did you talk about it? What did you think was happening?
We tried to rationalize it on the drive, maybe someone just dumping trash, but why the bare suit? Why out on the ice? It seemed ridiculous.
And the other possibility?
Yeah, the darker one, dumping something else. But the bag seemed really small for, for a body. It just didn't make sense. We couldn't figure it out.
Just pure unexplained weirdness and menace.
Yeah.
Did anything ever come of it?
Well, this is the really chilling part. A few weeks later, my mom's watching the local news.
Yeah.
And a story comes on. A local child had gone missing, and the timeline, when the child disappeared, it lined up really closely with the night we were at the lake.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. And suddenly that little black bag, the figure trying to break the ice, it felt incredibly sinister.
Did you connect it, do you think?
The thought definitely crossed my mind. Could there possibly be a connection? It was horrifying to even consider.
Will you report it? What you saw?
Yeah. Seeing that news report, it made me realize I probably should report it. Tell the police what we saw, just in case, even if it sounds crazy. A person in a bear suit, a bag, breaking ice. But given the missing child report?
Yeah, I need to tell them. Wow. That adds a whole new layer of potential horror to an already bizarre encounter. These 3 stories. They really drive home how thin that veil of normalcy can be, don't they?
Absolutely. Familiar settings, winter fun,
Oh.
twisted into something frightening. It shows vulnerability where you least expect it.
Well, thank you for sharing these. They're genuinely unsettling, powerful narratives. Really makes you think about the hidden things, the potential dangers lurking just out of sight, even in places we think we know.
What are we missing? What signs are there? And how do you square the familiar with something so utterly bizarre and potentially threatening?
Exactly. Leaves you with a lot to chew on long after the deep dive is over. Makes you trust your gut feeling a bit more, maybe.
Definitely something to keep in mind. Sometimes the weirdest feelings are the ones telling you something important.